Good afternoon, everybody. We are FreeSpirit Fabrics. We are here today with ByAnnie. We're very excited to be visiting with Annie again. She always has such wonderful things to show us. I'm Sharon Thornton with FreeSpirit Fabrics. If you have any questions about any FreeSpirit Fabrics as Annie's doing her presentation, please go to freespiritfabrics.com and check and look at all of our beautiful collections that we have to offer. Annie's going to be showing some new and some old patterns that she has, but old is never always old. It's always new when you redo it. So, without further ado, I would like to transfer over to Annie. Annie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me join you for today's episode. We always love working with Free Spirit Fabrics, and I really can't wait to show you what we made with some of the upcoming fabrics. We were recently in Houston for International Quilt Market and Festival, and while there, we introduced 3 new ByAnnie patterns, as well as 4 patterns that we are collaborating with Alyssa Zaccardi of Quilting Alyssa on. So I thought I'd start by showing you some of the models that we made using those new patterns, and then I'm going to move on to some oldies but goodies that we made using more of these fabrics. So the 3 new ByAnnie patterns that we introduced at the show each use a fun new fastening product, which is a new ByAnnie tool-free snap. So these snaps come in 3 metal finishes, which are designed to match our hardware: antique brass, black metal, and nickel. And the beauty of them is that they are really simple to install. You don't need any expensive presses or special dies to install them. All you really need are your fingers and something to make a hole in your project. And we now have a new tool, which is an extra sharp awl that you use to make that hole. So we have a great video on our website that shows you how to use those. You can just go to ByAnnie.com, search for snaps, and you'll see how easy it is to add a snap to your project. So all of the patterns will include full instructions for using those snaps too, and full step-by-step video tutorials that walk you all the way through each project. These new patterns are really perfect for beginners or anyone who is new to ByAnnie patterns, and they're super nice for gifts. One quick note before we get started on these is the snaps and all have been super popular, and we quickly sold through all of the inventory on hand. So we do have more on order, and we are expecting them to be available to ship by about the middle of December. So if you want to make any of these items for gifts, the good news is that in most of the cases, the snaps are added as the very last step. So you can get the project made and add the snaps when they are back in stock. So the first pattern that I want to show you is called Foldilocks. And I've got that made in 4 different of the new fabrics, but I want to talk a little bit about the features of the project, and then I'll talk about how we used it for each fabric. So this is a super little purse style wallet that comes in 2 sizes, small and large, and it has a zippered pocket on the front, a zippered pocket on the back, and then there is an interior opening that closes with a hidden magnet. So it's perfect for putting your phone in. Even in the small one, the phone fits perfectly in that interior pocket, unless you have a great big phone, in which case you may need to make the large. There's also, I usually put my strap in there. So it's designed so that you can add a strap to these little tabs at the top and wear it over your shoulder, crossbody, or even around your waist.
Love
The
that.
great thing about it is it is super simple to make. So I'm going to unsnap the snaps that are on the side and open it up so that you can kind of see. So this is one piece of fabric. So you lay that piece of fabric down, you sew your 2 pockets, which you've quilted, on those. You sew your magnets in, you put your lining on top, sew around the outside, turn it right side out, stitch it to close the opening, and then you fold it and lock the little snaps that you put on the sides, and you're done. So the only quilting on here is on these 2 pockets, and the only binding on here is at the top of each zipper. So it's just simple cross-grain binding. And it's just a super fun, easy project to make. So this is one that we made using Val Wells's new line called the Wisdom. I love the black crows on it. I call them ravens because ravens are my very favorite bird, but they could be crows too, which is, I think, what Val calls them and drew
Hmm.
them as. But again, we did simple quilting on these. So these are great projects to practice your quilting designs with. But on this one, there's three fabrics used. We used a main fabric, which is used for the two pockets. And then you have a lining fabric that we used for the inside of the pockets. On these, we actually used the same fabric as the coordinate, which is used for the body. And then we added a separate coordinate because we want it to have the black on there. The pattern is written just for two fabrics so that you can use just two to make it. And I'll show you that on some of these others. I think this is a perfect project for people to practice their quilting skills with because they're such little pieces. On here, we just did vertical lines with two close together and then some a little bit further apart. On the larger one, we just did straight vertical lines. So you can see that you can do super simple quilting on it and still
Hmm.
have a really fun effect. These are nice because you can just put them in another bag and use them as a purse organizer and just leave off the straps. But if you want to attach the straps, they just attach right onto these little fabric tabs quickly and easily, if your
Annie,
eyes will focus.
Annie, I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Not to put you on the spot here, but what size is that bag right there, roughly? Do you know?
I can measure it and tell you. It is about 8 inches wide and about 5 inches tall.
And you know
And the
what?
large one is about 9 inches wide and 6 inches tall.
Well, I asked that question because the smaller, well, both of them are gorgeous, and I love the fabric, the Val Wells fabric. But that smaller one is perfect when you go to a concert and you
Yes,
can't bring in a bag,
yes,
right?
yes,
So if
because
you're
most
not,
of them, I think that is, we looked at that when we were
yeah.
designing these
So,
because you can take one of that size without it being see-through. So
right.
yes, it would
Yes.
be ideal for that. And I was surprised how much stuff I could fit in there because you're going to want your phone, you're
Right.
going to want some money or your credit
Right.
cards. You can fit
Right.
that in, and you still have the back for lipstick or sanitary
Mm-hmm.
pads, any of those extra things that you want to carry and keep close at hand. So
Right.
yeah,
That's
it's
perfect.
perfect.
Yep.
So
And I
that's what
want
we
to
made.
wait.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Annie. I have to interrupt because Philip Jacobs is watching and he really loves your jacket.
Oh, I love it too. Thank you, Philip, for designing this gorgeous, voluptuous fabric. I said it's the only time I'm going to look voluptuous in anything, but I'm wearing voluptuous. So thank you.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about the jacket shortly.
I know, but I just wanted you to know that he's watching and he commented that he loves seeing his fabric. So let's send some hearts and love to Annie for that.
Thank you. Jake, you want to head down a little bit so I can see what else? All right, this is a set that we made using Ebon's new fabric, and this one is called go down because I can't remember. I don't have it written on here. I think this is her new line Punked, and some of it might be Counter. I know we brought in some of both of those. This is leftover fabric that I used from other projects that was already quilted. So
Mhm.
that makes that super easy to do. So this one I just used leftover fabric. On this one, we actually quilted it and just quilted some straight lines following the design on the fabric. But a totally different look depending on what you're
Yeah,
wearing.
they're
And
great.
these are so fast and easy to make. You could make one for every outfit you have. And
Hmm.
these are absolutely perfect for Christmas gifts. I
That's
can't
what
think
I
of
was
any young
thinking.
girl or
Yeah.
daughter-in-law or
Yep.
mother that
Hmm.
couldn't use a little bag like this.
Yep.
So this is ones that we made again with some Philip Jacobs fabric and some, I think these are Brandon's, but Kaif's new line that's coming out, I believe, in February of 2026. And on this one, we made it more like the pattern. So it has just the two fabrics and we alternated them. So on the small one, we used the stripe as the coordinate or as the main fabric and the flower as the coordinate. So you can see that's visible on all the
Hmm.
inside part. And
Very
then
nice.
on this one, we used the flower as the main fabric and the stripe as the coordinate. So that's visible on the inside. But super fun to use. They don't use a ton of fabric. And on these, we quilted diagonal lines. And on this one, we just followed the lines on the stripes and quilted in between those. So Really simple and easy to do. There was something I was going to say about that. Oh, one question that I got at market when we were there is, what's the purpose of the snaps on the sides? And what we found is that if you had something heavy in this front pocket, it might pull the front of your
Mhm.
bag down. But
Mhm.
by having those snaps on there, it keeps it together. And it also keeps it from splaying out if you've got it full of stuff and falling down, if you just have those little sides snapped together. And
Brilliant.
as I said again, you can add these later. It took us a long time to get snaps, so we had all of our models made before our snaps arrived, and Jackie spent a few hours putting snaps on everything at the end, but
Right.
easy to do later.
Those
And
are
then the
awesome.
last Foldilocks that I have to show is one that we made using Tula's new line Floral Reef. And so we did the anemones for the main fabric on the outside. And again, these were fabrics that we'd quilted using other fabrics and or for other projects. And then we did this one is called Riptide, I believe, this coordinate. And I love the way it has the gradation of colors. So I
Hmm.
fussy cut that so that I had pinks and purples to match the exterior on this one. And on this one, which I made using the purple and white shadow sharks, I fussy cut the more turquoise and purple part
Oh,
of the
very
fabric
nice.
for that.
Yeah, really
But I
pretty.
think those just turned out super fun.
Yeah, and your zipper selection's beautiful.
Yep, this is our turquoise zipper, which matches so well. And I believe this is raspberry. It's always fun looking at all the different options and seeing which one you want to use. All
Right.
right, the next new pattern that we designed is another one that is super easy to do and great for gifts. And this one is called Focal Point. So it includes eyeglass cases or tool cases. You can use them for lots of things in 3 styles, and each of those comes in 2 sizes. So this is called a fold over wrap, and it comes in standard or mini sizes, and it's perfect to fold over your glasses to cushion and protect them. There is soft and stable in these. Again, they close with a snap. And what I love about them is, let's say you're wearing this bag crossbody, you have your strap a little bit longer, but it's easy to just take this and clip it right onto your strap so that your
Oh.
glasses are handy and you're not sticking them on your shirt or something and losing them.
Annie, do you
So
ever forget a detail?
we try
I don't
not to.
I don't think you do.
We
What
try
is
to.
the little emblem on the front of that? Is it a ByAnnie on your bag?
On here, yeah, that's just a little
No,
ByAnnie
the on
label.
the one you just had for Val. Is
Oh,
that
yes. That's a little leather label that we sell. So we sell those in 6 different colors, and it just has a our ByAnnie logo on the front. But
hmm
yeah, it makes it really special. So people
Yeah.
can add those to their projects if they want.
So
We have
that's on the
them.
website? Those are on the
Yes.
website? Okay.
Uh-huh. I think they come in packages of 5 or 6, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure 6 different colors. You'll see several of them. We also have little fabric ones that we use. The main reason we attach these on here is we needed somewhere to put our SKUs so we could number it, and didn't really have on these little projects somewhere to hide that. So that
hmm
worked good there. So these are again made using Val Wells' new line, The Wisdom. I love this line, everything about it. And what I really love about so many of these is that they make it really super easy to quilt because you've got the design built right in there and you can just follow the
Right.
lines on that. So on
hmm
this particular project, you only quilt the main fabric and the soft or the line to the soft and stable, and then the lining is added later because that's how you finish all your raw edges. So it's really easy to do. Let me finish telling you about this before I get into all of that. So this one again is made for your glasses. You just take your glasses, put them inside, snap it shut, and then fold the sides down.
hmm
This mini one is great for your little tiny reading glasses. It's
hmm
also good if you've got cords that you want to corral
Oh
and
yeah.
keep together.
Yeah.
So lots of ways you can use that.
hmm
That's the fold over wrap. And then we did a little mini flap case. So there's a mini and a standard size. On this one, we actually quilted the lining to the soft and stable because we wanted that to be smoother on the inside and didn't want it to be wrinkly. And then the outside is not quilted, and
hmm
that snaps shut. So there's This one again works great for smaller glasses, like reading glasses like that size. You could put regular size ones in here. I used this to put my stiletto, my seam ripper, and my snippers, all those things that are sharp and you want to protect them and keep them so you're not poking yourself. You can put them in a little case like this and then throw that in your sewing bag and everything's nice and contained.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last project in that pattern is a double case. So this comes in two sizes. For this one, we did a standard size and then an expanded size. So we've got in here scissors and a rotary cutter, but you can see there's a slip pocket on each side for containing those. And then a lot of people have the larger glasses. Those will fit in here, two pairs of those. So if you need to carry eyeglasses and sunglasses, this
Mm-hmm.
is a great way to do that.
Love that.
And the lovely thing about these patterns is they use just little bits of fabric and soft and stable and interfacing. So they're really good for using fat quarter packs or leftover fabrics from other projects. And
Mm-hmm.
again, these would make really easy gifts for anyone on your list.
Mm-hmm.
So this set was made using Val Wells's The Wisdom again.
Mm-hmm.
And on here, on this double case, one side will be quilted when you view it from the outside, and the other side will be plain, which makes that super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And on these, we quilted the inside just with some cross hatching. On this one, we followed the design, I believe, on the fabric. Sometimes it's hard to see how you quilted it, and you because it blends in so well, but just something to hold the layers together. Here's the rest of that set that we made using Val's The Wisdom. I
Uh,
love that this comes in two different colorways. So
yes.
you've got the blues and the turquoises, which are definitely my colors, but I
Mm-hmm.
love the pinks too.
Yeah.
So
The
that's that one.
sunflowers are beautiful along with the birds.
Yep. And then we made a set using Tula's Floral Reef. It's so
Ooh.
much fun to me to see how it can completely change the look of the project depending on the fabric you're doing. And Floral Reef just adds so much fun to this fun set. These would be really great for anyone who loves the ocean or really bright colors. So we used the school crossing
Mm-hmm.
for this one, and we used the lighthouse windows for the linings on it, and then just alternated them. So the medium one has the lighthouse windows on the outside, the other one has the seagrass on the outside. We used Riptide or Wave Rider on the flap
Wow.
case.
Yep.
And on the mini case, we did it going
Right.
horizontally. On the standard case, we did them vertically, which again gives you two very different looks.
We love
Super
that
fun.
fabric, Annie, because it looks like rickrack.
Yes. In fact, that's what I was going to call it when I was writing it down, but I went and looked to see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Tula called it.
Yeah.
So
Wave
Wave
rider.
Rider.
Yep.
Yep. And then on the double case, we used again School Crossing, and we used, what's the name of this one? Aquatic Lace, which is a perfect name for it.
Yep.
So that was super fun too.
Yeah, the collection's really beautiful. This collection
Yeah.
from Tula as well. She never
Yeah.
disappoints, Annie.
She never disappoints. Yep, she always does amazing things. And then last but not least, we did a really fun set with some of Kaif's new line, his February 26th line. So again, we took the two fabrics and alternated them. So we did the circles on the outside and the flowers on this one. On this one, we did the big voluptuous blooms on the outside, on the inside of this one, and then the diagonal stripe for the lining or the exterior, and the same thing on the outside. When I make these, I kind of like having the outside be something that you'd use as a main because both sides show on this one. It's not like you only see a little bit of the lining. So I try to pick colors that kind of blend with each other, but sometimes it's fun to have, something that's really different too. And
Right.
these, you make a set of these, you're not going to lose your glasses in a case like this. It's going to
No.
show up on your car seat or in your purse. They're going to be
Yes.
really easy to see. And
Yep.
again, that soft and stable in there is just going to give some really nice cushioning and protection. And those snaps on all of these are going to keep everything really safe and secure. You're not going to worry about going
Right.
like this and having everything fall out.
Right.
So
That's
again, that is
awesome.
called focal point.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 projects, 2 sizes of each in each of those.
Those are
And then
awesome.
the last new pattern that we did featuring the snaps is called Snappy Sleeves. Hang on, I need one more
Lots
hand
of
back here.
samples. Lots of samples, Annie.
We did a lot of sewing before this
Yes.
season, I'll tell you.
What a
So
treat for us.
yeah, Snappy Sleeves make sleeves in 2 different styles. So we have a horizontal set and a vertical set, and each of those then come in 3 sizes. And what's awesome about these is that they are so easy to make because there's just one piece of fabric that makes the outside, and then there's 2 pieces for the lining, and you sew the lining on to cover all your raw edges, so there's no binding or anything. Super fast to do. We recommend using these for non-directional fabrics because of how the fabric folds around.
Mm-hmm.
So this is upright, but you can see the back is upside
Mm-hmm.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, that doesn't matter to me. It's like, who cares what it looks like on the back? And these fabrics, I think, look just as good on either side. But if that's something that would bother you, keep that in mind when you're picking fabrics for this.
Right.
Each of these have optional vinyl labels on the back. So if you want to label what's inside it, and again, just like we did on some of the focal points, only the main fabric is quilted to the soft and stable. And then you add the lining later to hide the raw edges. And
Mm-hmm.
again, these close with the tool-free snaps, and they're, again, really perfect for beginners. So on this set, we used floral reef. Um, I'm going to just start with the little ones. So the large one in this, I think, is perfect for carrying your ByAnnie patterns. I
Mm-hmm.
have probably a dozen patterns in there,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not quite that many, but it closes up. I've got it labeled so I can, I could put my caddy patterns in one. I could put my travel bag patterns in one. I could put my um, purse patterns in one. There's all kinds of ways that you could organize your ByAnnie pattern stash and
Mm-hmm.
keep them or easy to find. The
Right.
small one in that I use when I go shopping. So I have my coupons in here that I
Mm-hmm.
get from the grocery store. I am a couponer,
Yep.
and my checkbook would fit in there. Occasionally I do have to write a check, so that's good for that. This side is great for a whole family's worth of passports. So I have 2 in here, but you could easily put another 4 or so in there and have all your passports in one compact place and easy to find when you're ready to travel. Again, you can see that we've got fabric upside down on the outside or on the back, but these fabrics, it doesn't really matter. Those fish, I'm sure fish swim in both directions. And here I've got my current project that I'm working on my clipboard ready to go. On this one, I've got my iPad on the inside. This one is also a perfect size for a Kindle. And then this small one, I put art supplies in. So I've got markers, a little sketchbook, great thing to, take to church and keep the kids occupied during the
Mm-hmm.
sermon, keep them
Mm-hmm.
quiet,
Mm-hmm.
but easy to stick inside another bag and fun to do. We did all kinds of different quilting on these, kept it really simple, and just did kind of free motion lines up and down each, just to kind of mimic the waves or the current of the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
and super easy to do.
Very
All
nice.
right, I am going to grab a quick drink of water before I grab the next set.
Annie, we do have a question where we were asked about your videos. Are they no longer on YouTube?
We have never had videos on YouTube for our add-on videos.
Oh,
They
okay.
are, so when someone buys the pattern, they
Mm-hmm.
get a coupon in the pattern that enables them to get the add-on video for the project at no charge. And
Mm-hmm.
so they need to go to our website and purchase the add-on video, input the coupon code so they get it without paying for it. Otherwise, it's $5.
Right.
And then it's in their they have to go to our website to access it.
Okay.
But it's in their library. They can watch it over and over again as many times as they want. It doesn't expire. And as I said, starting last spring, every pattern that we've done has a full beginning to end step-by-step video. So they're going to be really excited to
Every
have
single
help every
pattern
step
you
of the way.
have, Annie?
Every pattern since last spring.
Wow,
So
that's
that's
awesome.
going forward. Lots
Yep.
of work, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for doing that.
All right, I'm going to set these down back here, and then I'm going to show you a set that looks totally different. This is a set that we made using So Kind of Wonderful's new line, pop cloth. And again, great for practicing your quilting. On here, I just followed the design on the fabric and went right up that. I really liked this line because it was super easy to follow designs in the fabric for quilting. On
Hmm.
here, we did a diagonal crosshatch with some lines close together, some further apart. I don't know how well you can see that. Same design on here. On this one, again, I followed the design, but instead of straight lines up and down, I just kind of did wavy lines, super easy to do. This one again is wavy lines all over. And this one again, the same thing. So we did wavy lines, again, following the design. So a
Hmm.
totally different look, but there's
Yeah,
somebody in your life that's sure to love that style as well.
right. Those fabrics are beautiful there too. Whole different presentation, right?
Yep. And then here's a fun set that we made again using the wisdom. My model makers had some fun quilting on this one. So on this one, they followed the lines on the design, but this one, I don't know how well you can see that, but she marked lines on here and did kind of a chevron pattern with
Hmm.
two close lines and then a little bit further apart. So they're facing down on the front, and because it's upside down, they're facing up on the back. But
Yep.
great projects for practicing some different designs. And if you're going to make a big bag and you're not sure if you're going to like the design, make one of these and you're not wasting all that effort on whatever you're
Right.
doing.
Right. Great suggestion.
So again, I loved that this line had two different colorways. So we made the vertical in the blues and the horizontal in the pinks, and makes a really pretty set. I mean, someone would love any size of these or the whole set. And then this is a really fun one that I know this isn't a brand new fabric, but it's just now hitting stores, so new to people who are out shopping. But this is a set that we made using Tula's gray work, and the we want it to really feature those motifs, but we didn't want those upside down on the outside. So we just went in the pattern at the point where it told you to fold for the bottom. We pieced it. So we cut the front to the size between that and the top. We cut the back and used just the big circles for that, and then joined those so that this shows on the front. And then we embellished each of the flaps using some of those beautiful gray work ribbons from Renaissance. So
Hmm.
that's the large horizontal case. We use just a plain one for the small one.
Hmm.
And whoops, where's the small? Vertical. So mixed in some of those colorful dots, again, added some ribbon. And then on the large vertical one, we centered the wolf's head with the geometric on the back.
Yeah.
Again, some ribbons,
Looks awesome,
and
Annie.
alternated those. On this one, rather than doing the stripes going vertically, we put them going diagonally.
Right.
I was concerned about being able to match the stripes when you folded it over. If
Oh,
they were going vertically, this makes it less noticeable if they don't match exactly the same.
yeah. That looks cool
So
though.
fun to do.
Yeah.
All right, so that's snappy sleeves. All right,
Love it.
next, let me again grab a drink of water. I'm talking too much today.
No, we love hearing everything you have to say about all these bags.
All right, so we are really excited about our new collaboration with Alyssa Zaccardi of Quilting Alyssa. She is just an amazing designer and sewist. She's been a long-time Free Spirit influencer, and she has always made amazing bags using our patterns and your fabrics.
Hmm.
So she really takes her projects up a notch, or I say more than a notch, and
Hmm.
adds ribbon, foundation, paper piecing, pocket straps, and all of that. So we are really excited that we collaborated with her on 4 new Quilting Alyssa patterns that we filmed full video tutorials with that will again take you step by step through each of those projects. So if you are someone who has admired Alyssa's amazing bags and wearables and wished you could make something similar, well, now you can. So I'm going to start by talking about her pattern backpack, straps, and pockets. This is an expansion pack. So it's designed to be used in conjunction with 3 of our existing ByAnnie patterns. And those include Courtside,
Oh, wow, look at that.
Leader of the Pack,
Yeah.
and Out and About.
Wow.
So on all of those, we wanted to really highlight the FPP that she designed. So we made the blacks out of your designer solids, the in black or the body of each bag.
Right. Right.
And then we quilted each of those to some really fun cave fabrics on each one.
Wow. Look
So
at
each
that.
one has a different
Very
wild and crazy
nice.
interior. We added a little true colors in there too. This one
Uh-huh.
you can see we
Wow. Looks
alternated
beautiful.
several on there.
Yeah.
And then we used a variety of fabrics from Cafe and Tula Pink for the FPP portions.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about them individually. So for each of them, she designed a foundation paper piecing to make backpack
Yeah.
straps. So the
Yeah.
patterns include padded straps, and she added the FPP so that you can do that design. So, and because they're each a little bit different, they're each a different design. So actually, Leader of the Pack and Courtside use exactly the same straps,
Mm-hmm.
same length and size. So you can see this one looks a little bit different because we have the geese flying north. On this one, we put the geese flying south. So you can get a different look just by turning them over the other way. This one, we use some of Kafe's fabric for the FPP. On this one, we use solids from Tula's line. So
Uh-huh.
again, a very different look just depending on the fabric you choose.
Right.
Out and About has 2 different lengths of straps. So there's a different pattern, but again for the flying geese on that one. And on this one, we use Tula's True Colors kind of in a rainbow design. Then she also included in the pattern 3 different pocket styles. So on Leader of the Pack, there's the front pocket, on Out and About, the front pocket, and on Courtside, because the front pocket on this is so big, we did the side pocket on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So all 3 of those pocket patterns are included in that pattern too.
Very nice.
So those are super fun ways to really take your backpack up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do this. Alyssa's going to be your guest, I guess, next week on live. And I'm
Yes.
guessing that she's going to show some of the ones she made using beautiful fabrics from Tula in most cases, but totally different looks depending on the fabrics that you
Right.
choose. So
Thank
again,
you.
that pattern is called backpack straps and pockets.
Yep.
Then we also introduced Alyssa's new Bella quilt coat pattern and
Mm-hmm.
2 expansion packs for that. So one of those is called Bella Accent Sleeves, and it has FPP patterns for 10 different sleeve treatments. And then there's one called Bella Arcs and Beauties that has amazing patterns to add all kinds of stuff to the front and back of your coat. So I know Alyssa is going to be with you next week on
Mm-hmm.
your Inspired By, so I'm going to let her focus on those. I hadn't made a garment in many, many years, but I was really excited to give the pattern a try. And I actually made myself 3 coats in the week before we left for Houston. And I'm working on another one. It's not quite finished, but Glow finished one yesterday while she was homesick. So
Oh.
I want to show you those. They're not as elaborate as the ones Alyssa makes, but they are fun and easy to make. And I would say once the fabric's quilted and cut out, I could make one in 6 to 8 hours for each one. So not
Oh.
terribly time consuming.
Yeah, that's great.
So this is one, again, that I talked about a little bit earlier. This is view A in the pattern. So view A gives you the option to do a contrast yoke, collar, and sleeve. You
Mm-hmm.
can add a strip down for the accent sleeve, and
Mm-hmm.
then you do a different fabric for the body and the inside part of the sleeve. This one is FUB, which is just one fabric. And I used Ebon's fabric to make this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this one with black jeans. It just
Oh
looks
yeah.
so attractive.
Yes, that's
Glow
great.
also used Ebon's fabric for the one she made yesterday, and Glow had never
Wow.
in her life made a wearable. And
Right.
so she finished this um, in between sleeping and napping because she's got a bad cold.
I
But
love that. I mean, the
isn't that
fabric looks
cute?
so wonderful,
Yeah.
just as is. You don't even have to add.
No, you don't. You don't
Right.
need all that extra stuff, and they're
Right.
so comfortable to wear. I have hesitated to make garments because I hate ironing stuff, but because you add the batting in here and you quilt them,
Right.
it's not that big a deal if they get a little wrinkly. If you made a
Right.
shirt just out of cotton fabric
Yeah.
and sat down, you'd have all those wrinkles in there. This doesn't do that. So
Right.
it's just perfect, I think. So
Yeah.
again, and then you can roll the sleeves up if you want.
Right.
It has a really nice zipper guard on each. We also have new ByAnnie zippers
Mm-hmm.
in 14 colors. And I'm going to let Alyssa talk more about these, but these will match our ByAnnie mesh and fold over elastic,
Yep.
but they're 50 inches long. So even someone who's really tall is going to be able to have enough zipper to make what they want. She's got a really simple method of adjusting it. And then we include an extra zipper slide with each zipper so that whatever tape you have left over, you can make another zipper and use it in your bag, your matching bag,
Right.
or any other project. I have
Right.
one last one to show. And this one, I'm just going to drop these over here. This one is made again using Val's The Wisdom fabric. And on this one, I did one of the FPP designs for the accent
Ah.
sleeve going down it. I have to
Yeah.
say, I am not a terribly fast FPPer. It took me longer to do the FPP on here than it
Mm-hmm.
took to make the jacket. And when
Wow.
I asked Alyssa, I said, "How long does this take you?" She's obviously way faster, but her line to me was, "The juice is worth the squeeze." And I couldn't disagree. It was worth every minute that I spent on it, and I love how it turned out.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's
that
beautiful. Very nice.
very fun to make. So I encourage everybody to make themselves a coat because you'll enjoy wearing it, and it's a great way to show off all your favorite fabrics.
Right.
All right, so we've talked about the 7 newest patterns, but we didn't contain ourselves to just making projects using those. So let's take a look at some of the other projects that we made using these new fabrics. So this is a set of travel bags that we made using Ebon's Punked, which apparently is her exploration into punctuation marks.
Yes.
I loved
Yep.
that
Yep.
idea and how
Yep.
punctuation has the power to change everything around it. They can add
Yeah.
drama. And I just thought that whole concept was great. And any fabric that has words or punctuation marks is just always going to have a really special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 3 different things that we made or 3 different patterns that we made. So this one is our pattern Get Out of Town, which is a great little travel bag, super easy to make. And we did the black punctuation marks for the handles and the bindings, and then the blue, I can't remember quite the name of this one, but this is a perfect size for weekend trips, overnight at grandma's house.
Right.
Great for, I think any
Perfect.
guy would love something made out of
Yeah.
this. Okay, so this one is called Conference, and I really love this line.
Yeah. It's
We took
beautiful.
the leftovers from that and we made a set of our side hustle bags. This pattern is great for wearing on your chest. It's really flat. It doesn't stick out a lot, so you can wear it under a coat. Really ideal for travel. And you can wear it either upright or you can turn it, especially the small one, and wear it around the waist as a waist bag. Just perfect for travel. And this one we did all out of the black fabric, the black and white punctuation marks fabric.
Mm-hmm.
We quilted it just using a diagonal grid on the
Mm-hmm.
parts that are quilted. And then we used that same fabric on this one for just the inside pocket. So this is designed that there's a big pocket here that goes all the way to the bottom of the bag. And then there's a shorter pocket in front of it. So we just took that middle pocket and made it out of a different fabric to kind of break up that design a little bit. There's a facing over here that covers the raw edges. And on here, we used the same as the main fabric, but then we brought in the black fabric for the straps on each. This has two different ways to wear it. So you can either just do a regular swivel hook that you attach to the bag, or on this one, since we thought this would be a great size to wear around the waist, you can adjust it to the size you need. And then we have a side release buckle, so you can take it on and off more easily. And that's our new metal side release buckles that are super nice for using on a project like that.
Mm-hmm.
This
Those
is
are
the ultimate
wonderful.
travel bag that we made using that line. Again, great for any season and unisex design. And then we've got a few Tula Pink bags. So I wanted to show you how different that bag can look just by varying the fabric. So this
Right.
again is made using Tula's fabric out of Floral Reef. We used Tula's webbing on here, so that saved a little bit of time sewing it. This has a slip zip pocket in the front, a slip pocket in the back, plus a trolley sleeve, so easy to hook over your rolling luggage. On the inside, we use the school crossing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you can see
Yeah,
that
we
for
can
the
see it. It looks
slip
great.
pocket.
Yep.
And then the other side has a full height zippered mesh pocket. So great
Wow.
for organizing everything when you travel. We also did a set of travel essentials using that line. And so this has a flat iron sleeve. You can put hot tool sleeve. You can put a flat iron or a curling iron in there, and a fold up wrap that holds your toiletries. I've got I think a hair dryer
Wow.
and some
That big.
hairbrushes down in here.
Yeah, nice.
So that bottom pocket is great for all those big things that you want to carry. And then when you get in the hotel room, we've got a little strap inside here so you can easily hook it
Mm-hmm.
over um, click it to this and hook it over the shower rod or the
Right.
towel rack and have
Yeah.
everything easy to
It's a
access.
great
So
Christmas
that's
gift too.
called Travel Essentials.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to make.
Yep.
And we did one more big travel bag using that line. I know we're running out of time, so I'm trying to not take
Oh
too long
no,
here.
we're good.
So this one is also made out of Floral Reef. I love these big shells on this, the little
I do
Shelly and
too.
the shadow shark. Shadow sharks we used on the inside. So
Uh-huh.
on this one, we quilted the mane and the lining together, and then we used one of them for the body of the bag and the other side out for the pockets.
Oh,
So
that
you
was
only have to
smart.
quilt one fabric, but you
Right.
get two really different looks.
Right.
And I thought that Lighthouse Windows fabric was just perfect for the handles and straps on that.
It
And again,
is.
this one has the trolley sleeve, so you can hook it over your luggage. And then
It's
on the
awesome.
inside, we used that aquatic lace for the stabilizer sleeve that's in the bottom, and
Mm-hmm.
also the pockets, the
Right.
slip pockets that are on the side. And then last but not least, we also made a place for everything using that same fabric. And we did kind of the same thing on this. Actually, we may have used two totally different fabrics on this. Yes, we did. So on this one, we quilted the shadow sharks and I forget what this one's called, Floral Reef maybe,
I
for
think.
the pocket pages. And we did this pattern has two different styles of pockets that you can do on the front. You can either do 3 pockets or you can do 2 pockets. And we did those all out of vinyl. On the back, we did all pockets out of mesh. So lots of places to store everything. And then the bag also has pockets on both sides on the outside, as well as mesh pockets on the inside. So
Mm-hmm.
perfect for putting your small cutting mat. Um, a cutting mat fits in either side. You've got lots of places to put all your tools. Your thread fits really nicely in here, and just a really great way to carry everything when you want to go to class and keep it all contained. This I know is one of the patterns that Tula makes out, out of every line she gets so that she can keep all her projects that she's making out of that project in there. And it's just
Oh,
a
that's a great
super fun
idea.
project to make and great for organizing.
Yeah.
So That's kind of what we made. Be sure to ask for these patterns and supplies at your favorite local quilt shop. You can also find the patterns and more at ByAnnie.com. And don't forget to connect with us on social media and send us pictures of what you make. We do a photo contest every month. You can win up to $50 in ByAnnie credit, and we really do love seeing what you make. So just find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube, just using @PatternsByAnnie.
Awesome. Well, Annie, thank you so much for joining us today.